Hello, the channel. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying the summer. Sorare26 is here. Everyone looks to be having a lot of fun looking at some of the limited prices, etc. Definitely lots of fun. So, what's been happening? I've been on holiday in the last week, so we'll have a quick look at the rewards and everything here, and then we'll have a post-mortem, I think, on the beer and buys for Celtic, and then for this video, that'll be it. We'll have a quick chat about what's happening with Predictorfy, and then tomorrow night, in terms of recording anyway, I'll get a better prediction up for the weekend. Have a look forward to that. Celtic are back, so that's pretty exciting, obviously, for myself. Hopefully, start getting some money back from all those buys. Anyway, firstly, I want you to have a look at what happened in the last game week. So yeah, my strategy in Juniper Pro League's been absolutely sensationally bad. Wouldn't have even got the new threshold thing if I'm honest. The Wolf, just goalkeepers went pretty expensive. Two Romans was a bit of a filler buy. Zorgan's not really nailed himself in the team yet. Alec Wisha never really got decisive. Alessandro, I don't know. He's obviously, there was some contract talks, there was some links with other clubs and stuff, and he's been in and out. I got opted up to 255, so I got the first of the streaks. So that's good, even though Stelios never played. So pretty happy about that as well. And the streaks, etc., are a welcome addition. Just really MLS essence, which I don't mind. I'm not going to be doing any crafting just now. I'm going to leave the crafting, I think, until at least the Celtic cards and everything are in the prize pools, so I'll be towards the weekend. So nothing outrageous there. I did take a risk with Messi. I'm not going to dwell on that too much because kind of my own fault, I guess. Like, there was a news about he might be suspended. Contender wise, it was a shame this one never done well. This team, Contender Carnage as I call it, Byung Soo does give a good boost to that team. In season unique, 90% boost. It's going pretty well. At one point, Di Maria just couldn't really find himself there with a decisive. You see, the prizes were a wee bit light this weekend, but it's mainly because there wasn't a lot on. Pintado definitely came through, and sorry, I didn't realise when you hover over that it puts all the info up. Pintado with 100 really saved that team, so that's better than nothing, to be honest. The other ones, all much of a muchness, to be honest. Yeah, the way I keep saying to be honest. $22 for 20th for Hoodwink's Heart Attack. That was an old reference back to Joe Hart and Hoodwink being a Rangers fan. Pretty solid team. I think Kosung Byum's getting dropped now, so there we go. Extra couple of dollars on that as well. Loads of carnage in terms of DMPs, etc. In terms of the new classic format, I must admit, quite like it. So Simsier and Jew both got hundreds. That was a bit of a disaster because Carrera was never scheduled to play. Just didn't want to buy a goalkeeper specifically for that. Stelios obviously killed that a bit as well. So that's a shame, but good to see Simsier and Jew playing really well. And obviously Jew was a pretty big investment in terms of the unique. The other team was just in there for sort of XP, etc. This team got a tier 2, so really just saved by the 200s. Pretty, disappointing out with that. Captain did pretty badly. I should have captained Sims there, I think, because Sonderski, or whatever you call them, are pretty poor, so that was my own mistake. But tier 2 rare, so got something nice to open tonight. Terrible captain in the other team. Thought Messi 2 would start first standard Liège, and he didn't. Tier 1 here as well, which is excellent. So Simsia captain, so I did get one of them right. Obata with a clean sheet. Held this guy for like 4.5 years. David Ayala with 73. Quite like the format, I must admit. It's a bit easier just now because there's less on, but I do like it. Picked up a tier 2 as well. Good captain with Hogsberg in limited. And yeah, All-Star wise, I think that's it. All-Star was a bit more difficult. Luis Enrique not playing. Ulsan have been horrible. Yeah, just Messi killing a team. So anyway, that's a risk. Thought one of those might have sneaked a card reward actually. So yeah, good amount of essence, so 1,000 essence for this one. So really good captain pick with second. Patrick Pence was down there as well. So let's go have a look at the actual rewards, and it's fun opening some card rewards. I guess this is what sorry I want to do with all the crafting side of things, etc. as well. So pretty good weekend for the start of the season. I'm going to move myself over. You can't actually see rewards recap there. So on that front and centre, $107 in cash, free cards, which at this time of the season are worth a bit more. Quite a lot of essence, which is quite good, and some XP, which is quite handy. Interestingly, do give you some unique XP in the super rare competition, which I quite like because I picked up a few uniques now and I don't really or hadn't played unique before, so that will help me maybe level up some cards as well. So let's reveal the cards. Let's hope we get a nice pool. We'll go tier 2 limited, tier 2 rare, and then tier 1 rare. In terms of prize pools, there are some really good ones in. Obviously, Bruges and everything will start now. Still a bit light in compared to where it will be in a couple of weeks because you've still got Bundesliga to come back. You've still got EPL, France, all that sort of stuff. So La Liga. So a lot of big leagues to come back. I think one thing that's really is hitting me already with All Star is that I think that this new format really does bring a lot of value to a lot of the other leagues. So not playing contender classic, but putting those cards in and having a chance of winning a star from one of the top 5 leagues or whatever is a real positive, and that's the way Sorare used to be in the past. A lot of people maybe won't have played at that point or don't remember what the All Star Pro, Rare Pro used to be, etc. So that was a competition where you could drop into super rares. They actually had an advantage in that competition as well, and some of the prizes were really good in terms of rares. But anyway, let's open these under 23 cards and we'll see who we've managed to win. There's no selections or anything here, which is good, like the deal or no deal. Anderlecht defender, Ile Kamara. Yeah. Tier 2. Yeah, it doesn't look like he plays much. At least he's young. I guess that's one of the things that so his first video, so I sound overly negative or anything, but I think it's one of the things I have to sort out, right? So a lot of these guys sell at pretty good prices, like just as collecting pieces. So it can be hard to value them. I mean, obviously, sold 138, that guy already. Wow. Anyway, that's not really that good a pool, but I'll just keep him. He's 22, so it's fine. Rare, we've got a midfielder from, is that Senegal? Is it Genk? Genk have got some talent. Ibrahima Bangura. So yeah, again, not a guy who plays as much, but I'm not going to just jump and look at the value and stuff. I'm just going to keep a hold of him. I might have some Genk cards this season. I see O's playing, so that's pretty good. They're pretty pricey at the moment, but I do like Lawal. I think you can build some fun stacks in there. Obviously, Jarno Stoikers is a real expensive one. Anyway, the tier 1, let's hope we get somebody who actually plays from one of these leagues. That would be good. It's a forward. That's good. It's an American forward from Westerlo, Griffin Yao. Good stuff. Under 23, obviously, because it's under 23 reward, but yeah, Griffin Yao is pretty decent. So I just picked up 2 Romans from that team as well. So they've got some fun players. They don't keep a lot of clean sheets or anything by the looks of it. So I don't know why I bought a defender, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. And I don't really have a sort of rare contingent there, so I don't know. Maybe the best thing to do would be to sell at the moment. I don't know. We'll have a quick look and see how much he's worth. So yeah, in terms of prices, I'm gonna keep a wee eye in the next auction, see what happens there. See he's sold, pretty recently for a decent amount. It's went down a bit now, it's 35. That's probably because a lot of these buys were before the very first games. Hopefully his legs haven't fallen off or anything recently. But he does a lot of good. I'm going to keep him actually. I mean, look at some of the scores he's done. So yeah, I'm just going to keep him. It means if I do build into the JPL or whatever, then I do have some limited stuff, but you can use them in under 23s, which is really good. And his value's already dropped. So I think if he was up at 60, 70, 80 or whatever, I'd probably just cash in that. But across the season, I think that's fine. So anyway, let's have a quick recap on what's been happening in the gallery. This is gonna probably take a bit of time. Anyway, we'll try and fly through it. That would be the easiest way to do it. So we'll go back to that point where I was going on holiday, and then we'll zoom back through. So it's pretty much all Celtic I've been buying, so that's cool. So it's fine. So yeah, picked up a few guys from Belgium already to try. Stelis Andrew, who never started. Sternberg, I think, is quite an exciting prospect. Not really great scores so far, so I want to see his scores improve before I go in a rare or a super rare. Parfait Giagon. Again, pretty good player. So they've got $6 back already, so a wee bit of ROI. It was mainly for fun. What happened with Celtic? Well, the cards were coming out, were being launched at 1 o'clock. At that point, I was sitting in Glasgow Airport. My flight was due to go off at 3:30. So if everybody knows, like, you're going on holiday or whatever, yeah, you've got to go on board, right? Like, you don't just walk onto the flight at 25 past and go, right, that's fine, you're going to just take off. Like, I want to go that way. Tenerife, as Peter Kay would say. I wasn't even going to Tenerife. But anyway, most of them were on a tight sort of timer around about 3. The other issue was I booked into the lounge, and if you've not been in the lounge, it's not that bad at Glasgow. It's €30 a head or something. But you get like tickets for drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's not a good combination, right? When you've got all the Celtic cards coming out, and you've got, like, you know, bottles of beer, tenants or whatever coming over. So I done the only thing you kind of gonna do at that point is just set some pretty high max bids. So I've got Austin Trusty, 65, Callum McGregor for 111, pretty pricey for Callum. 50 quid for Rio Hatate, yeah, it's pretty pricey as well. Kenny and Tillior's going to become collection pieces, so again, quite high. Alistair Johnson, you know, great player, obviously, so minus much, 170 quid for Casper Schmeichel. I mean, he's gone for about 60 now for the in-season goalkeeper cards, so there we go. Callum Osmond, you know, first ever Celtic card, so I don't really mind that. Jamesy Forrest, I think, will be pretty useful this season, although it'll be in and out. And then I kind of seen sense, you know, so like, I arrived off the plane, you know, I'd hardly any battery left, and I looked and went, oh, what the have I done? Spent like 400 quid. I'm not even near finishing the limited collection, spent all that money. So anyway, I don't mind so much. Got me the 5%, got me some guys early on, where I could obviously work on the XP, etc. Tierney went a bit mad at the start, ended up obviously picking him up as he's come down. Benji Nygren was pretty high for a bit, but again, I've sort of used some boosts, so he's, you know, a high XP version, which is pretty good. And I'll cover off more of Celtic in terms of the next video. I picked up Serge Philippe Royal. Scores really well, under a fiver, pretty good. Aril Simsey are pretty good. Just picking up some options for like a 23s or a second team, etc. And Challenger now, because Challenger's not somewhere I've been that strong. Jacob Broom, heavily linked with Celtic, so a really good player. I mean, some of his scores, like more recently, he was injured and stuff, and he was a bit more in and out, but he was smashing it for a while. Rare, we'll go for the scarcities because we're doing a lot of buying, so it deserves a wee bit of attention, I think. Doing a lot of work on the ceiling as well, which is pretty good. So that's going pretty well. So rares were exactly the same. I mean, if I say exactly the same, I think like timings wise, it was pretty similar. So it might have been after limited, but it wasn't after I got off flight. So Luke McCowan I got, again, a bit overpriced, but we'll get to the full sort of collection straight away. Austin Trusty, don't mind that price really generally. I mean, he's a lot less for a rare now. Could have got some cheaper ones, but it's first card. Bit more resale, get the XP up. Johnny Kenny, don't think it's going to play at the moment. Tellio, I think it's probably going to Vienna. Callum Osmond, first Celtic rare. So again, ended up paying much less for the super rare, which is a bit bonkers. Jamesy Forrest. And then it's on to our guys. So Scales, I think then just end up taking an instant buy on Scales. Sinisalo, again, want some cover for Casper. Arne Engels, Kurt Vickers. The prices have remained pretty high for a lot of these guys. You know, Maeda's pretty pricey, but Celtic don't have a lot of forward options just now, so Nygren's forward card, which is good. Discuss that more in the next video. Maeda's nailed to play, so if you're playing a stack, then it's a good option to have. Kasper Schmeichel, again, pretty pricey, but yeah, I mean, good record in clean sheets. Johnson, Ustari and Ayala at 1. Miller and Chris Miller and Murillo Costa were wee wins as well. Managed to eventually get Kieran Tierney. Shin Yamada looks pretty good. Seen him pre-season. Not played much yet, so I don't think he'll feature much soon, but he looks pretty good. Cal McGregor, captain. Inamura looks pretty talented. I think he'll be the backup to Kieran Tierney. Yang. Arrow Sims there was a real steal at 30 quid. I mean, this before he done like the two really nice scores. They put in the hundreds, so that's great. Copied my sort of limited strategy of Brian Yao. Alexander Jensen, pretty good player for Aberdeen. Scores improved at the end of the season, under 23. He's picked up some options, for those sort of challenger, game weeks where it's just SPFL. He's been taking some sets as well, which is quite interesting. Adam Ida eventually picked up Hatati. Picked up some MLS guys because of sort of now that you can use a goalkeeper that's not in season, it's a lot better, I think. You can sort of go for the streaks. Nygren paid the money. I picked up Broom, so I got his rare as well. Antman's a real interesting one. He's heavily linked with Rangers. I will not be having any Rangers strips in my gallery, and he will remain as a go-ahead Eagles card. So even if he goes to Rangers, he will not be getting opened up. Absolutely no chance. And also, if he goes to Rangers, I'm sure he'll do really, really well there because Russell Martin plays really attacking style. Rangers need a winger, I think, because, obviously Czerny never returned and he's just a good player, that guy. I mean, both Broom and Antman are just good players. What's been happening Super Rare wise? So I know that's rabbiting on a bit now, but let's go back through. So I bought Di Maria. He's been really good to me. He's going to be everything for Rosario. So expect big scores. Managed to get in Ellie and Shin Yamada. Lord Vanaken, part of the overall strategy, which has been crap so far. Let's hope Stelios can get himself on the actual field soon. Balak Wisha, I mean, lots of links with him to Celtic as well. I don't know if he's going to actually move to Celtic, but scores really well in the JPL, so I've got a team for that, and if he stays there, it's fine. Dyson Maeda, again, a bit pricey. He was an R1 where that was like, I just set a max and everybody was going a bit daft that day. Adam Ida more affordable. Tierney looks a better price, under 500. He will not be averaging 44. If he is, I'll be absolutely shocked. This guy's just a sort of money ball pick, takes sets and stuff for Guangzhou, so I just kind of noticed him when doing stuff on Bune. Alistair Johnson, again, average score of last game is a bit more difficult. He's played a lot of international stuff and everything then. He had to be given a bit more time off. Ron Valdo at 50 quid was bonkers. Tough end to the season, but scored a lot of goals last season. Managed to get Paulo Bernardo in. Gabriel Jesus David's quite highly rated. Antwerp, so it's kind of a good thing for two reasons. Helps Balak Wisha in terms of the collection and an exciting young player. Stipe Radic, excellent. Crazy price, 25 quid. Picked up Romans as part of just to get the team in, which done terribly. Kasper Schmeichel, really nice, obviously, get him in. I think paid more for the one out of last season, so that was interesting. But there was a difference last season. They kept the jersey mints back, etc. last season, so that was a bit different. So I managed to get the jersey mint, which was really good because obviously they committed to just putting out the 1 out of 10, which I think was the right thing to do. I mean, you see the hype with a lot of these 1 out of cards, and I think that's the way to do it. Adam Montgomery's away on loan to Livingston, collection piece. Tony Ralston, you really kind of, scores well, but, back up to Alistair Johnson. Yang, Sinisalo, again, it's kind of play I've got to really have the backup. Picked up Jorginho. He's scoring really well. I mean, it's a pretty awful XP card, but just going to be going in a classic slot somewhere on. Hens and everything there as well. Austin Trusty, back to him in a minute. And Callum Osman, see, I got his super rare for less than his rare. So anyway, it's what happens when you beat and buy. You go on flights and stuff like that. So let's just not talk about that anymore. Hope the wife's not watching this one. Can tell usually because like the viewership of the channel is bereft of females. Let's leave it there. So anyway, into unique, and then we'll get finished up. Greg Taylor's moved to Greece, so only covered for specific things. Tempted to vault him, but not in unique because I'm not going to get to next level anyway, and I'll probably just keep him around because I can maybe use him in something like when they're in Europe, hopefully. Shinta Tanaka, again, wee bit hit and miss since he's come back, but I think that'll be a useful card. Max Vitek is with Bochum. Really like that price. I mean, this card, if you don't play super rare level, counts as an in-season super rare, and you get a 20% boost in terms of the rewards there as well. So he's quite a strong option, hopefully, for Bochum going down to Bundesliga 2. Benji Nygren, moved quite quickly on that. I think that price would have gone if I'd have waited a bit. That was kind of as he was moving to Celtic, hadn't been officially announced, so that would have been a revised price. Mudra Zija has moved to Dynamo Zagreb. Again, quite a low price. Hopefully he gets in. I don't know if he definitely will. Zorgan's just working his way in. He'll be brilliant at USG, no doubt about it. Byun Jun Su's scoring really well. Was doing really well at right back actually. He's been playing a bit of centre half recently, which is quite good. Shin Yamada again moved quite quickly on him. In season card as well. So what that means is like I can run him for like an 80% boost in one of my alternate super rare teams, which obviously I'm in a fortunate position to do because I've got gazillions of Celtic cards, but because I'm a maniac. Alessandro, I went and bought his unique as well. Again, this guy's only 21, 22, so hopefully doesn't move uncovered, but there we go. Picked up Johnson, Carter Vickers. Really want to move into having more unique cards. So what else but Celtic? You know, if you look at Carter Vickers, you know, in-season super rare went for about 1,000, so 30% more than that. Hopefully Big Man Touchwood stays healthy, stays at Celtic for another couple of seasons. I think he really likes it here. Scores amazingly well, so should help me before then. Claudio Braga is one that people won't know. He's obviously on a 0, just moved to Hearts. I think he'll do pretty well from what I've seen pre-season and everything. So managed to take the price there. Again, 80% boost if playing. So I was going to go in one of those alternative lineups. I made a complete mess of this. This just like I wasn't drunk at this point either. Like that's the big worrying thing. I actually just kind of made an assumption that Salinger would play for Hibs. I didn't even really think that Jordan Smith would be in the conversation. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just my own mistake. It's still quite early. Obviously, Salinger's come in and signed a contract. I was shocked if Salinger doesn't play. I mean, like, you know, you don't go and sign a guy like that from Austria or whatever to just sit him on the bench. I'd imagine he's on a reasonable contract and stuff, but then it's up to the manager who picks. But, you know, so I'm hoping that he gets in soon because the Hibs have got quite a good start to the season. I guess if you're buying limited or rare or whatever, you could just pick up Jordan Smith and then hopefully get a cheaper Salinger if he remains on the bench or vice versa, and then you've got the position locked. Frank Alinho is such a talented player. I mean, 500 quid's big outlay on the unique side of things, but you know, every lineup he's in for the in-season stuff is 80% boost, and he's in the same competition as Celtic now as well. And I picked up Austin Trusty. Interestingly, Team Bambi's been buying a lot of like Celtic unique, etc., but didn't really go in for this one. I think that Trusty will win the place over Liam Scales. There'll be rotation there. I mean, Celtic plays so many games, so you can't always hang your hat on anything. The one thing you can hang your hat on is that Carter Vickers is Celtic's best centre-back. So unless we bring somebody in to push him, you know, you've got to have a scenario where there's going to be an element of doubt there. But we'll cover off Celtic a bit more, obviously, in the next video, as I said. So there we go. We'll end on that note. That's been a lot longer than a normal rewards video, but with a lot to maybe catch up on. I've not really been over strategy for all the ceiling stuff and everything, but maybe mention that tomorrow night when we're looking ahead to the weekend, because Gala, Sorare Probabilities has got some really cool features on there. So if you're not familiar with this, I'll sort of just introduce it quite quickly. So this is a spreadsheet by Gala, Sorare Probabilities. You can't see everything down the bottom. It does have a vault feature on here as well, which sort of tells you what the current sort of vaulting prices and everything are. So it's really such a clever sort of tool. If you're interested in a free trial, give me a shout. But it's sort of, you know, when you look at this, like, you know, if I just unseal, obviously, Ellie Junior Croupy, then I sealed them for 50 and I can reseal them for 200. So that's probably pretty interesting stuff, and like so clever. And we'll go over all the lineup stuff. Final thing I wanted to mention, because we're rambling on a bit now, is um, Predictorfy and Sorare26 have merged. So there we go. So we're doing all the predictions at Predictorfy for Celtic. The sites are merged. Everything's all going to be platformed on Sorare26. I think that's a good idea. I think it's fair to say from even a Predictorfy predictor that you could see that the development and everything that Sorare26 was really good. Features being shipped. You know, I haven't really been using the site. I've not been prying on it or whatever. So I can't comment on anything else. But there we go. So everything's all merging over, and there'll be some news once I can give you an update on present situation, etc. I'll let you know. But the Celtic prediction will be on Predictorfy this week, and then obviously whatever happens from there happens, and there'll be an update on that, I'm sure, very soon as well. So again, thanks again for watching. It's been quite a long rewards video, so I'll probably have something in the title to see that there's been a recap as well. But if you got to this point, I do appreciate you watching, and we're in for, I think, a big season. I think there's lots of kind of hype around Sorare again. Obviously, you've got the streaks and all different things, and you know, even the super rare and unique thing where you can win bigger prizes. Not going to be as easy because unique's not completely segregated, but you know, hopefully bring a bit of hype about things again as well, and lots of things that I do like, which we'll cover off in the videos to come. Anyway, that's the holiday over. It's a long day. Travelling home yesterday, arriving at 2 a.m. this morning, and rambling on now. So letting now. If you're playing midweek, you're probably going to need it. It's quite a difficult one. Good luck. Go fuck.